Hey everybody, we are starting with breaking news this afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us here for Pittsburgh's Action News 4 at 4 o'clock. I'm Kelly Sasso.
I'm Andrew Stocky. Let's get straight to our top 4 stories at 4 o'clock.
In just the past hour, the NTSB gave an update on the UPS plane crash yesterday in Louisville. It says just before that cargo plane crashed near the airport, its wing caught fire and the engine fell off. At least 9 people died in this. The Kentucky governor has declared a state of emergency.
In the last hour, one person surrendered to police with a child in their arms. Police say it began as a shooting investigation in Pittsburgh's Hill District. The shooting victim is stable.
And Corey O'Connor will become the next mayor of Pittsburgh. He defeated Tony Moreno yesterday in a landslide. O'Connor is following in his late father's footsteps. Bob O'Connor was elected 20 years ago.
And just in, a LIHEAP reprieve. Governor Josh Shapiro reaching a deal with utility providers to not shut off service for non-payments this month. The annual heating and electric program is delayed because of the government shutdown. And those are your top 4 stories at 4 o'clock on this Wednesday afternoon. Time now for Pittsburgh's Action Weather.
Yeah, let's get to it. We have meteorologist Brian Hutton Jr. here with us, and we've been talking about this system moving in this week. I know Friday is an impact day, but some folks could see rain tonight, right?
Yeah, rain is coming off of Lake Erie now. It will be arriving over the course of the next couple of hours, and it will be very light as it passes through the area. And some of us may not even see rain as these showers kind of slide through. And tomorrow we'll turn back to some sunshine and cooler temperatures. And we have 2 impact days we're watching. One is Friday for rain returning late, and then we're watching for a Sunday system as well. That brings rain, and then we transition to snowflakes as we head into your Monday. So again, some light rain showers now coming off Lake Erie. They're just really starting to develop back off to our north and west, sliding through portions of Lawrence and Venango counties now. This will continue sliding off towards the southeast over the course of the next couple of hours. If you're not seeing the rain yet, it is windy outside and cloudy on Action Cam. It's 63 at the airport. Winds are gusting, though, to 22 miles per hour. They've gusted as high as 41 miles per hour in some spots today. The wind stays up this evening outside of dodging a raindrop, and then drier tomorrow. We'll time out all of the rain chances coming over the next few days. That's it with Futurecast in just a few minutes.
Okay, Brian, we'll see you then. For now, we want to get back to the breaking news. Investigators are releasing new information into the deadly plane crash yesterday in Louisville, Kentucky. In fact, we have been monitoring a briefing from the NTSB right here in our feed center this afternoon. They're telling us the plane's engine fell off right before the plane crashed.
Now, there are still many questions at this hour, and ABC's Rena Roy brings us up to speed on what we want to warn you are some images you may find hard to watch.
Dramatic dash camera video shows the moments a UPS plane came crashing down in Louisville, Kentucky. You see the plane careening wing first, leaving a trail of flames behind. This truck driver in shock running from his vehicle, which was about a half mile from the Muhammad Ali airport where the jet came down.
There was a huge explosion, believed to be a plane crash, huge fire and smoke.
The NTSB now on the ground leading the investigation.
And we have viewed airport CCTV security coverage, which shows the left engine detaching from the wing during the takeoff roll.
The massive flames and clouds of smoke seen for miles. Firefighters say the flames were so intense, most things were destroyed, including the entire fuselage of the plane. Other parts, like the landing gear, are scattered through the crash scene. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear now declaring a state of emergency. Water and air in the area being tested.
I want to start by acknowledging the impressive work of so many fire departments that took what was a blazing inferno, created by a plane with 38,000 gallons of aviation fuel, and were able to contain it.
The plane was en route to Hawaii. One video shows the plane's left engine catching fire.
What we had here was probably one of the worst in history, if not the worst, uncontained engine failures. That's the phrase we use in aviation.
Data from Flight Radar 24 shows the 34-year-old plane was on its 3rd flight of the day and was reportedly out of service, likely for maintenance for much of the last month, and again the day before the crash. Louisville is a huge hub for UPS, and the handling facility there remains closed, so packages could be delayed for several days, and it'll likely take time to ramp up operations once things do get moving again. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
More now on another one of our top 4 stories at 4 this afternoon. A shooting investigation turns into a SWAT standoff.
In just the past hour, we have learned that one person is now in custody. And Pittsburgh's Action News 4 reporter Kaylee Gunderson is joining us now live from Zone 2 Police Headquarters in the Strip District. This is not far at all from where this standoff played out. Kaylee, what is the latest this afternoon?
Well, Kelly, police tell us when they got on scene today, they found a woman on the sidewalk. She had been shot in the leg right side of a Bedford Dwellings apartment building. Shortly after that, they learned that a young child was inside one of those apartments with the suspected shooter. Now take a look at this video from just within the last couple hours. Police say this man being walked from the scene in handcuffs is the suspected shooter. We've blurred his face since he is not facing any charges at this point. Pittsburgh Police Zone 2 Commander Timothy Novosel tells me when they found the woman shot outside of the building, they found out that the suspect had ran back into an apartment. Then they used a drone to get a glimpse inside that apartment and spotted a child around just 3 years old with the suspect. City and county SWAT surrounded the building, but shortly after, Commander Novosel says the suspect surrendered and came out carrying the child and handed the child off to police unharmed.
We just make all the precautions. We had a drone team that's new. We had people shutting down the road. This is a busy area with a lot of people, so we had to be prepared for that too. Usually sometimes you could shut it straight down and there's only 1 or 2 houses. There's probably about 1,000 people in the apartment complex.
And police say that 3-year-old child was checked out by medics and is safe with family tonight. The woman who was shot was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. We'll keep you updated as we learn any information about possible charges being filed as this investigation plays out. Covering Allegheny County tonight in the Hill District, Kaylee Gunderson, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
Thank you, Pittsburgh!
Well, this afternoon we're at the dawning of a new era in Pittsburgh politics. Democrat Corey O'Connor will become the next mayor of the city. You saw his victory speech live right here on Pittsburgh's Action News 4 last night. The race was called very early in the evening. Here are the updated results right now. O'Connor defeated Republican challenger Tony Moreno. The difference at the moment, 87 to 13%. Certainly an emotional 24 hours for the 41-year-old from Pittsburgh's Point Breeze neighborhood.
Yeah, he became mayor-elect 20 years after his father was elected. We want to bring in now anchor Shannon Perrine. Shannon, I know you were at his watch party last night over at IBEW on the South Side. You were one of the first to speak with him after he was elected.
Yeah, and there were a lot of people who wanted to shake his hand and speak with him last night. Kelly, I'm going to give you a little history lesson. John Herron, Mayor John Herron, was the last Republican mayor of the city of Pittsburgh. The year was 1934. Democrats have a 5-1 advantage over Republicans in the city of Pittsburgh. So that means O'Connor's win last night was expected. It does not mean they didn't celebrate last night. Late into the evening, Mayor-elect Corey O'Connor celebrated at the Union Hall right there on Hot Metal Street, surrounded by family and fellow Pittsburgh Democrats, including some members of City Council, some of whom he worked alongside during his 10-year stint on City Council. And now the celebration winds down, and Pittsburgh's next mayor says he's ready to get to work.
When you think about the Gainey administration, is there anything you can look back on now, some seeds that might have been planted in the past 4 years that you would really like to build on?
Yeah, I mean, I think they've done a good job with the REACH program. I think we have to expand the ROOTS program. I think their vision for safer streets is a great vision, and we want to continue having those conversations. And the Mayor Gainey did text me roughly an hour ago about, coming into the office and opening up the books, and let's have a conversation about what's their priority and our priority and moving forward. So I think that's a good sign for everybody.
And Mayor-elect O'Connor wants Pittsburgh's help on this. O'Connor's campaign website has turned into a mayor-elect website. He encourages Pittsburghers to take a survey so he can really find out what residents' priorities are. There's also a place right here on this website to share any ideas you have for city government and to submit your resume if you'd like to be part of the O'Connor administration. So Pittsburghers have some work to do here too. So coming up at 5 o'clock, you're actually going to hear from O'Connor's wife, Katie, about what is likely to be a very public life for her and her family and why she says not talking about politics all the time with Corey is part of her strategy.
Very interesting. All right, Shannon, we'll see you again at 5 o'clock. Thanks so much. Well, Pittsburgh's Action News 4 was also with Republican challenger Tony Moreno last night. He had this message for O'Connor.
Pittsburgh, I love you. And I hope, and I pray that going forward, Corey O'Connor, you do us right. Good luck. This is what you were trying to get to, and you're here now. Use all those tools that are before you to make this city better.
Moreno did also say he does not plan to continue in politics.
Now to the big race impacting the entire state of Pennsylvania. These 3 justices, all Democrats, will retain their seats on the state Supreme Court for a 3rd term. Justices Doherty and Weck will serve another 10 years. Justice Donahue will serve until 2027 when she reaches the mandatory retirement age of 75. Well, 2025 is technically an off year. No congressional races, mostly judges and borough races. But turnout last night was pretty high.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's Action News 4 reporter Carlos Flores continues our team coverage now this afternoon. He is live for us, breaking down some of these surprising numbers. Carlos.
That's absolutely right, Kelly and Andrew. Thousands of people took to the polls to make their voices heard, with some officials even describing yesterday's turnout as higher than normal. Take a look at these numbers right here. There's a list of counties in our viewing area, and if you can take a look, only one had less than a voter turnout than 40%. Now, Indiana County had the highest voter turnout with 45% of registered voters casting their ballot. Allegheny County is not far behind with 44%. I did catch up with Allegheny County officials, and they shared their thoughts about these higher than average turnouts.
You used to see in these odd year elections, 10 years ago it might be 18% turnout. Yesterday it was 45%. So really much higher participation than a couple cycles ago for these odd year elections.
Now, I did reach out to county officials across that list you saw there earlier. I did hear back from Washington County Commissioner Nick Sherman about these turnout numbers. He said he's extremely happy that so many people went out to cast their ballot and hope the trend continues into next year.
So, Carlos, did officials hint how yesterday's high voter turnout could be a positive in other ways?
That's absolutely right. Now, when I spoke with Allegheny County officials, they said it actually gives them a good indication that people are looking to actually get involved, and they believe it'll be much easier to recruit poll workers to fill some of those positions as election cycles come and go, and in the long term could save the county money in trying to recruit some of those poll workers. But coming up on Pittsburgh's Action News 4 at 5, we'll actually catch up with some voters in some areas and precincts that had the highest voter turnout in all of Allegheny County, and I'll give you a hint. It's right here in Regent Square, but for right now, we'll leave you there, leave you hanging a little bit. But for now, covering Allegheny County in Regent Square, Carlos Flores, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
All right, interesting story coming out of that election. Carlos, thank you. And you can find our full election coverage and all the results from all of the races across Western Pennsylvania on WTIE.com and our WTIE app.